All right, I'll go ahead and start. Seems like we're here. How's everybody?
Good.
Summer's coming from like far away, isn't it? Right? Like, is anyone else doing what's on a hard time waking up today? I don't want to. I can do that, right? Anyone's first class of the semester? Starting it with sex. I like that, right? I mean, it'd probably be pretty hard pressed to have a class before this, right? A 7 a.m. class would be pretty miserable. But anyway, human sexuality. My name's Elisa Setmire. It's nice to see so many of you. It's weird that 22 is a lot, but as we get back to sort of normal, it's nice to have so many of you in here. We'll do all the normal kind of first day stuff today. I'll go over the syllabus. I'll tell you a little bit about myself. I have a couple of you who know me from other classes, so sorry for the repeat. We'll do a little activity for some candy. It's never too early for candy. Even at 8:30, I've already had like 3 pieces, so you're clear. We will go over the book, the website, some apps and different just kind of notification stuff. I'll give you a really brief little homework assignment, take attendance, and then we'll be done. So we'll go through all of that, probably be done a few minutes early. Again, all the usual kind of first day stuff as we ease back into it. I always like to tell you just a little bit about myself. Sometimes I hope it doesn't come off the wrong way. It's just a nice way to ease into it. But I want to tell you just a little bit about my background. I went to community college down in Oceanside. So all the way down south, I'm from like San Diego area. I spent 2 years there at Miracosta Community College. And then one day I saw a flyer for Humboldt State and I had no idea about its reputation for greenery. I went there because of the trees. I was like, oh, the trees are so pretty. And then learned about the other things later. Well, that's all I'll say on that one, but I learned about the trees later. But I went to Humboldt State for all the rest of my education, all the way up the other star in Northern California. I have a bachelor's in psych, I have a master's in counseling psychology. So I'm actually trained as a therapist, but I haven't been doing that for about 15 years. I've been teaching instead, but I have a background in that. I have lots of minors and certificates in like gender studies, women's studies, queer studies, and a bunch of others like multicultural studies. So all of that comes in great like resource for this class. But those are my educational spots where I spent lots of time. Here are the places I've been teaching. So I've been teaching now for almost 15 years. I've been here for 13. I taught up in Humboldt at College of the Redwoods in Humboldt State. And then I moved to Colorado for a year and ran back to California. I'm from California. 1 year there, it's like the one covered in snow, right? Looks totally different from the rest. 1 year down in beautiful conservative Pueblo, Colorado, where I fit in so nicely. And then came back here. So I've been here at Moore Park, as I said, for about 13 years. I'm full-time and tenured. I have an office right below us, so I'm here a lot, which is convenient for all of you. More fun than all of that. This is a little bit more just about me. This is like me summed up in a slide, right? Except I should have made the cake really big if it was to be accurate. But I love the outdoors. I love to camp, mainly for s'mores. It's my main reason of going camping. I wrote it down, 42 s'mores this summer. It was an average summer. I could have done better. 42, right? Last year I had like 68, so it was a down year, but that's okay. Lots of s'mores. I love football. Any other football fans in here? Yeah, do you have a team? Well, the Rams, right? I like Cooper Cup a lot. Oh, what's your team? Patriots, right? They were my team. I don't know. I'm having an existential football crisis this year. Brady's my guy. He's been my guy forever. And he actually stayed retired, I think. I mean, the season hasn't started yet, but I'm a huge football fan. I play in a lot of fantasy football leagues. I'll try not to talk too much about football. Can't promise anything. I'm also into baseball, but not as much, right? You can see all the football stuff in one little baseball. I love escape rooms. Anyone in here done an escape room? Ooh, lots of you. Anyone like them a lot? I've done 101. That's my, I passed the 100 mark this summer. How many, you like them a lot? How many have you done? Do you know?
I've only done
One, but you love it. Okay, that's okay. You're on the right path. Yeah, how about for you? Three. Do you have a favorite?
One in Thousand Oaks. I forget the name.
Okay, right. Probably the Noise. Right. No, I've been to all of them. Like, well, there's so many more, but I love escape rooms. They're such a fun application of psychology. Anybody else do a bunch of them? Or love them? Have a favorite? Yeah. Yes, that was the first one I ever went to. So it has a special spot. And it's such a cool, the atmosphere is really cool. And they scare you when you walk in, which is fun too. Good way to start when you're terrified. You think so clearly when you're scared, right? Escape rooms. I love to go on cruises. This is like my new obsession in life. I've only been on 3, but I love them. I have one planned in March next year, and I'm already mapping out like the meals. And not kidding, I have like my meals all mapped out for the cruise. It's the best part. I play the guitar. I love movies, a bunch of shows that I love. I just put some of them up there. I'm a big horror movie fan, so it's the right time of year for that. Very excited for the Nun 2 to come out next month, so I can be terrified. I love anything on Food Network. It's kind of messed up. I realized that I have like Top Chef next to Naked and Afraid. It's like the complete polar opposites, but I love to watch anything where people are making food. And I love Naked and Afraid. I love sitting there eating and snacking while they're like starving and naked on the show, eating bugs, right? I always feel so guilty. I love a bunch of different shows. Huge fan of the fall. Halloween is my favorite. I'll admit this to you. We already decorated for Halloween at my house. Happy back to school-oween, right? It's official. We're already decorated. I'm already like working on my candy eating skills for Halloween. So I will be ready to go by the time it gets here. And then I rounded it out with coffee and cake, right? So it's like the F's and the C's, coffee, cake, football. I guess E for escape rooms. I don't know. But this is a little bit about me. I think it's important to know the people who are standing in front of you, and that gives you a little snapshot. It's my only chance to show them off, so I'm going to. I have lots of children. I have 8 kids. Here's 5 of them. If anyone else worried for me, you're like, oh my gosh, why? 5 of them are 4-legged, right? So Oso is my dog. She was a little fluffy, like bear looking thing, and now she's massive. So Rolly, my very fat cat, he's my favorite. Binks, who we got right around Halloween, so we named him after Binks from Hocus Pocus. Yeah. Really? Nice. Yep. I love it. Right. We joke that Binks is gender fluid in our household because it's got like really luscious lashes. So yeah. So I love it. It's a great name, great movie. Right. Whiskey in the middle, or Whiskers, Tennessee, if we're being formal. And then on the very far right, that's Squash, the one girl in the equation here. My kids wanted to name her Water Bottle, so we went with Squash. We let the kids name all of them. So 5 pets, and then I do have 3 2-legged children as well. This is my oldest, Kaya. She started middle school this year. I'm a mess about it, right? She texted me this morning. She's like, I don't know where to go. I'm like, I don't know what to tell you. I don't know either. My oldest here, she plays softball and soccer and all sorts of sports. This is Kaya. She's 11 going on like 17 right now. The attitude, I wasn't prepared for the attitude this year. But Kaya, and then I have twins who are 9. I had to think about it, 9. This is Emma. She's the older twin by 1 minute, and that definitely matters. Emma, and they're in 4th grade. And then her sister Paisley, who eats just like I do. She's got ice cream and bread. This is Paisley, who's younger by 1 minute. They're not super relevant, but you have no choice but to look at them. So I'm going to show them off. I will probably talk about them a bit when we get to the unit on like pregnancy and getting pregnant. Quite a journey to have these little 3, so I can share some of that with you. But otherwise, I just have to show them off. I just have to, right? As a parent. So, all right. Those are, in my opinion, the most important things. But let's talk about the syllabus, which is what brought you here. And I definitely have one. There's obviously a copy of it only, but hold on to this. It's got everything you would need to know. First, getting a hold of me, what we're going to cover, your grade, all that kind of stuff. My youngest told me that I have to tell you that my favorite color is brown. So I'm fulfilling that. My favorite color is brown. She also said I should bring you all Oreos. And I said it's at 8:30 in the morning. All right, everyone have one? All right. So I'm not going to go through every little detail of this, but I do want to make sure that you know what to expect. And if you have any questions at any point, please feel free to raise your hand and ask. So human sexuality and the time, the days, all of that kind of information. My name is Elisa Setmire. If you're feeling brave, you can call me Elisa. That's totally fine. Most people call me Setmire or Professor Setmire. Dr. Setmire, the lie. I don't have a doctorate, but I'll smile at you if you say it, so it's fine. But Setmire or Professor Setmire or Elijah if you want. My office is downstairs, 109. I gave you my phone number and my email. My email is way better than my phone number, right? I check my email constantly. I'm sure I'm not the only one in here who doesn't like to answer the phone. So if you need something, please email me. You are welcome to call, but I only get those messages when I'm here. Okay, so if you email me, I'll get it anytime. I have some office hours on there that are posted. You can always email me if you want to make an appointment or find a different time. There's the division office, a little description and some objectives and stuff. I'll let you kind of look over that on your own. Let's skip down to where it says textbook and required materials. Bring this up here. So I am using a book for this class and it looks just like this. Anybody have a copy of the book yet? Yeah, a couple of people. Mind sharing where did you get it or how much you paid for it or
like directly shipped to my house. I think it's like pricey. It's like $100.
Okay.
I don't like use so
it's really sad that $100 is cheap for a college textbook, but that's the most psych books are $280. I think my abnormal psych book is $280. So $100. How about for you?
Free online.
Free online. Ooh, even better, right? Anybody else have it yet? Yeah.
I think I just got the digital version of it for $4.
Nice. Okay, so options, right? There are some options. Do some research before you commit to buying it. You can find it electronically. You can find a paperback version of it. There's a copy on reserve in the library if you can't afford to buy it. This is the one I'm using. So it's the 6th edition. It's the most up to date. There is an older one that will work if you're like tight on money and you can't get lucky enough to find one free online. I saw this one for $6, like used on Amazon. So if you can't afford the one I'm using, you could always get an older edition. Pretty important to have the book, right? I won't always be covering everything. So if you have the book, you can read the chapters. You can get all that information to kind of supplement what I'm covering. You don't need to bring it with you every day unless you want to. Some people like to take notes in the book, but try and get a copy of the book if you can. We will be using it a lot, even if we're not necessarily using it in class. Any questions at all about the book? Anything at all for now? You might download an app or two. I have these on here. Canvas, convenient app to have, right? You can access all of your courses through that Canvas app. If I send out an announcement, it will tell you, like if I cancel a class for some reason, if you have it on your phone, you'll get that very easily. I'll also be using Kahoot. We'll use it next class. So if you can, you might consider downloading that. You're welcome to do it now if you would like as well. As we're talking, that's totally fine. Though the Wi-Fi in this building is horrid. My kids have better Wi-Fi at their like elementary school than we do, which is kind of sad. And they have smart boards. I'm like, I have chalk, but I won't complain too much. But download these two apps if you can. They're definitely things that we will use. And it'd be nice to have access to a computer with the internet. To use Canvas and also for exams and things, which we'll talk about in a minute. See, next page. As a side note, you're welcome to have like laptops or tablets or whatever. If you're taking notes on them or using them, that's fantastic. You're welcome to have them. Only thing I ask is if you're sitting like in the front and you have them open, just try and stay on task. I am completely incapable of that, which I'm sure I'm not alone on. If that's you, just maybe sit toward the back so you're not distracting the people behind you. But try and keep on task if you have them open, but you're more than welcome to use them. That's totally fine. Some policies. We'll go through these just quickly here. So try and be here, try and be on time, try and turn things in, right? All the kind of common sense sort of things. We will have a couple of assignments in here. We'll have 2 homework assignments that you'll complete that are a little bit bigger, and then lots of little in-class activities. In general, if you're here, you can do the activities. If you're not here, you'll miss them. Right, a couple of exceptions, and sometimes I give like ones that are homework. So we'll do it and you can finish it before the next class. If you email someone in the class or email me, you might still be able to do it before it's due. So just try and be here as often as you can. The exams are a big one. And I'll talk more about them in a minute, but if you miss an exam for some reason, which shouldn't happen because our exams will be online, then you need to contact me right away, right? So just try and be here, try and be on time. I don't tend to accept things beyond the deadline. So try and be here as often as you can. Don't copy or cheat. Give me all your own beautiful creative work. There's some Title IX stuff and smoking policy stuff that we have to have in there. Please feel free to read over that. I want this class to be a really comfortable environment. And I'm a very laid back person. If you haven't already seen that for me, I hope you feel that by the time we get going. I want this to be a very comfortable, inclusive environment, especially this class, right? We're going to talk about stuff that makes us uncomfortable. Right? I hope you're uncomfortable at some point in a good way, right? And it'll push you. So let's always just try and be respectful and mindful of each other and the things that we say and the things that we share and do. Try not to talk during class. There's not too many of you, which is nice. When it's packed, it gets loud really quickly. And I have awful hearing, right? So if you're talking with each other over me, that makes it hard to focus. So just try and pay attention when I'm talking and give your peers the same courtesy when they're talking. Try and be here on time. I know this week is tough, but try and be here on time. I will never keep you over, right? So I'll respect your time. Try and be here when we start. You can have your phones out. You can have them on. You can use them. It doesn't offend me. I'm not going to collect your phones. I still have colleagues who collect people's phones. Maybe if I need an upgrade, but I have an iPhone 13. I'm in a good spot, right? I'm okay. You can have them. You can use them. Just try and keep it to a minimum. Obviously, the more you're on your phone, the less you're paying attention. But it doesn't bother me. Obviously, don't answer it in class, but you're welcome to do what you need to do on there. Mine will always be on with 3 kids in school constantly. Somebody will have an emergency. But last year, I don't know why I'm telling you this. I overshare. You'll learn this about me too. My middle daughter, Emma, here for reference. Emma, my pain. I got called in the middle of class and told to come to their school to pick her up because she was pretending to put hexes on her classmates, saying she was the devil. This gotta be the funniest principal visit I've ever had. The principal could not stop laughing. Luckily, he has a good sense of humor. But he was like, she was running around trying to hex people, saying she was like Lucifer. And I'm like, I'm so sorry. I don't know where that came from. But I will get calls and texts during class too. So you're welcome to have yours on if you need it. Okay. Again, I didn't need to share that with you, but now you know Emma. This is my little witch, apparently. All right. I think that's everything on here. Before we go to the next page, any questions? Anything for now? Okay, next page. So your grade will be made up of 1, 2, 3, 4 different things, right? Attendance, exams, homework, and then a short closing assignment. So I'm big on attendance. I really want you here, right? We're going to do little activities. We'll watch videos. We'll do group work stuff. So try and be here again as often as you can. If you miss a class, next class, what we'll do is I'm going to have you kind of swap information with people around you. Your classmates are your best resource. You can always email me as well. I do record our lectures on Zoom, right? So hopefully I always remember to turn off the video so it's not a weird video of me. It's just this and my voice. You won't be able to see or barely hear any of you. But I do record them and post them on Canvas. So if you miss a class, you can always watch the lecture. That will be really helpful for you if you can't be here for some reason. But usually these assignments will be in class things like a group activity or something like that, or a brief homework. So if you miss a class, email me right away. If there was homework, you might be able to get it from me and still complete it. Email a classmate. Some activities you might just miss if there's no way to accommodate something that we did in class. Okay, so try and be here. You will take 3 exams. In here, I made a big change. I know COVID changed a lot of things, but all of our exams will be online. Okay, so on exam days, which you can see on the syllabus, if you want to look at the back page really quickly, you can see we'll have 3 exam days, which are in bold. And on those days, we won't have in-person class. So what will happen on those days is you'll be taking the exam on Canvas. You can take it during this time. You'll have an hour and 15 minutes that I'm giving you, or you can take it any time that day. Okay, so if you want to take it a little later and sleep in that day, that's totally fine. But the exams will be online. The nice part about that is you can use your notes, you can use your book, you can use everything on them. You still need to study and prepare, but there's really no reason you shouldn't do fantastically on them. I haven't made them artificially harder because they're online. I just think it's a nice anxiety reducer, right? I think as we get back to things being more and more normal, This is one thing that I think is better to take them online. So on those days we won't come, you'll take them on Canvas. You'll have a study guide. We'll talk lots about them. I will give you everything that you need to know for the exam. I want you all to do really well. So you'll have a study guide. We'll talk about it, but the exams will be on Canvas. Yeah.
So the first day would be September 20th?
The first exam is on, where are we? Yep, September 20th. So on that day, we won't meet. You're welcome to come, but we won't have class. That will be your time to take the test, or you could take it later in the day. If you want. Okay. Anything else so far? Okay. Homework. So there will be 2 little homework assignments. I think these are a lot of fun. Now I know homework is never fun, right? But with the homework assignments, you're going to have a little menu of options to choose from. These are going to be things like going condom shopping and then writing them. You don't actually have to buy condoms unless you need them, and it's a happy 2 for 1, right? But condom shopping and writing about it, going to a sex shop and asking some questions about things you don't know anything about. I really hope if that scares you, you pick that one. Some of you look terrified. Please pick it. An art project. Like sometimes people make collages or sculptures or paintings, which is kind of fun if you're creative. I am not, but some people are. You could do a book thing. You could choose a book and read it. You can choose movies that are related and write about them. There's like 15 different options. You can get tested for STIs. You can pick a donor. You can be a sperm donor if you wanted to. There's a ton of different choices. My goal with these is to push you a little bit, right? So again, I hope you choose things that make you slightly uncomfortable, because it'll help you to grow and be more comfortable. And then you're going to write a short paper about them. There's 2 of these. And again, my hope with them is that they're kind of fun and they push you and they give you a chance to be kind of creative as well. So there'll be 2 of those throughout the semester. And then there'll be a short closing assignment at the end where you'll reflect back over 5 things you learned that you could apply to your life. Okay, instead of giving you a cumulative final, that will be my cumulative element. So the exams are just on their respective units. None of them are cumulative. And those things together make up your grades. You could see everything is just based on points, which I put there. If you have an access memo and need accommodations, make sure you get that to me as soon as you can so I can get you set up with whatever it is that you need. There's some student tech support information. There's a phone number, email, if you need some help with anything technology based. And then there's one more page, but any questions about any of the stuff with the grades, with any of that? All right, last page, then you can see the schedule. Now, I will do my best to stick to this. I try really hard not to miss days, but it will probably happen at least once, right? Especially if it's like with 3 kids. But what you can see on here is what we'll cover each day. Starting on Wednesday, we'll start chapter 1. Now, in a beautiful, perfect, ideal academic world, you would have read chapter 1 before we started. I don't necessarily expect that of you, but maybe skim over it, look at it really quickly, get an idea of what we're going to cover. I tend to be an overperforming student, so I like to read everything and like have all that knowledge. Some of you might like to read it after, right? So it's totally up to you. Try and get the book. We will get started on Wednesday. If you don't have it quite yet, you'll be fine, right? Just get it as soon as you can. And then you can see the days where we don't have school, where we have exams, where the assignments are due, and all that kind of stuff. And then I had a little statement at the bottom about COVID. Now, honestly, I removed a lot of like the COVID stuff that I had in here, but they lectured us all week last week about how cases are on the rise. No one cares, but they're on the rise, right? So just do me a favor. If you're sick, stay home, right? If you're not feeling well, don't come. It's okay. Stay home, take care of yourself. Remember that I do record the lectures, so you have that at your disposal. You can contact someone from the class. You can contact me. If there was a homework assignment or something due that day, if you email me before the class is over, I will still allow you to turn it in, okay, if you missed that day. So just make sure that you're emailing me and reaching out if you are sick or you're not going to be here. And again, if you're not feeling well, try and stay home, right? If it's like minor, obviously you can come, but if you're feeling like really obviously sick, just stay home. It's probably best. All right. Anything else about the syllabus for now? Any other questions, thoughts, anything? Summer's really feeling far away now, right? Like it feels weird to be, I'm excited to be here. I love the fall. I really, really love the fall, but it is a harsh transition sometimes a little bit. All right. I talked about the 2 apps. I want to talk about a couple other things and then we'll do a little activity for Candy. How many of you have been on our Canvas page? Has anyone been on there yet? Great. I sent out a couple of announcements. If you didn't get those, make sure that you set your Canvas notifications so that you're getting my messages. You can have it where it texts you or emails you, whatever you prefer. Canvas, they replaced the bowl, but it's too big. It's annoying. Canvas is something that I will definitely use, right? So if I ever have an announcement for you, I'll send it out through here. If I'm ever going to cancel a class and I know that ahead of time, I'll send an announcement, right? That way, and you hopefully don't have to wake up early. Modules, I do have stuff posted on here as well. The syllabus is here, your study guides for the exams, your homework assignments. I have a bunch of help stuff on here. How to set your notifications if you're not getting my messages. How to find me on Twitch and YouTube. Now, I do use a lot of technology, technology willing, I will use it every day. I will record every day, internet willing, sometimes it goes out. Not a bad idea to find me on Twitch and YouTube, for us, especially YouTube. I will be posting all of our lecture videos on there to make it easy for you to access them. And I put this in the slides as well. If you haven't already found me, at least find me on there. You don't have to necessarily subscribe, but just find me. And YouTube is easy to subscribe to. Twitch costs money, but there's options to do it for free if you'd like to. And then set your Canvas notifications. So there might be times where I hold a review session on Twitch if people are interested, or if anything changes, which I sure hope we don't have to go through that again. I would hold lectures online if that were the case. Okay. So find me on both of those platforms. I gave you some instructions on how to do that right here on Canvas. There's some stuff about finding your grades, how to use Canvas, and then you'll see all of the slides are on here. Right. So every day that I'm using PowerPoint, the slides will already be here for you. So you don't have to necessarily write everything down. We'll talk more about that next class. There's also going to be the recordings of the lectures will be posted here. And then if we have any virtual speakers or videos that we watch that are a big video, I'll post them here as well. So not a bad idea to be familiar with this. Your quizzes, your exams that you'll take will be on here. Your grades are on here. So definitely get logged in, get familiar and comfortable with this. And then when there are things that are important, I will show you where they are and remind you. Let's see. Any questions? Feeling okay? Feeling good? Good. I like it. I'll take the thumbs up. I like that. Okay. So back to here. So let's get to know each other just a tiny bit. I know that you hate to do this, and I hate to do it too, but I'm going to make you do it, and you're going to hate me for it. Some of you are like, I already know what you're going to say. I'm going to have you introduce yourself, right? And the reason I'm going to make you do it is so that you know that you can talk here, okay? You can, and I hope you do it again, right? So all I want you to say, and you don't have to get up or anything ridiculous. All I want you to do is give me your name. Right. And then if you have a major, you could share that. If it's not psychology, that's okay. We won't let people, right? Anything, if you have a major, and if not, that's fine. And then let's say a favorite food. Not favorite food or favorite restaurant. You can go with either one. Right? Something really non-intimidating. My favorite food is chocolate cake. But I'm a Gemini, so I'm allowed to have two favorite foods, right? Chocolate cake. So I'm going to start with you. And we'll just kind of weave our way through. You don't have to get up. Again, just your name, your major if you have one, and your favorite food or restaurant. Okay?
My name is Sarah. I cannot pick a major for the life of me. And favorite food is French.
This is going to make us hungry.
Yeah, my name is Kylie. My major is psychology, and my favorite food is sushi.
Okay, we'll go back there.
My name is Em. My current major is environmental science, but it's probably subject to change. And my favorite food is tacos.
My name's Caitlin, and I also have not choose the vertical equity. And I was gonna say tacos, and I like 16.
No, I think it's okay. There are so many different types of
Tacos.
I give you permission.
My favorite is philosophy, and favorite food is Caesar salad.
My name's Ivy. I don't have a major. Let me so soon.
My name's Amelia. My major is English, but subject to change. And my favorite food is specifically tacos, but Snapper Jack's Taco Shack.
Okay.
So I've worked for 2 years now, and it's just the best tacos.
Where's that?
There's a location in Thousand Oaks,
Okay.
like right next to where I live, and there's one in Camarillo and two in Ventura.
These
So good.
options, I like. Okay, great.
It's Audrey, I just changed to a sociology major with an applied psych minor.
Okay.
And I really like went velvet, with like coaches from Austin.
Hi, my name is Jocelyn. My major is psychology and my favorite food is ramen.
I'm Tenny, my favorite food. And I'm doing like art right now, but I don't know.
Sure, okay, thank you.
I'm being one of my majors, English, my favorite food is.
I'm Eddie. My major is psychology, and it's a toss-up between sweet potatoes and French fries.
Nice. And you can even combine them together, right?
Potatoes and junk.
Okay, gotcha. And we'll go right here.
Your favorite food is probably chicken pho.
Okay, nice.
My name is Luna. I'm a psych major. And I really like rice.
Okay,
Mexican.
nice. I'm getting hungry. Yeah.
I'm doing cyber and my favorite is.
Nice. We're here.
My name is Logan, I'm a psych major, and my favorite food is chicken tikka masala.
My name is Luca, a philosophy major, and favorite food would probably be pasta.
Pasta.
My name's Emerson, but I also always go by Anthony.
Mhm.
I'm a nutrition major and I can never choose the favorite food, like I just can't do it. But my favorite restaurant is
Nice. I just went there recently. When my kids were like, we want a Pizookie. I'm like, I know where to take you. Let's go. Right? Perfect. Thank you. You all survived. You did it. And you survived. Now you can calm down. I won't make you do that again today or any other day, actually. But I would love it if you all talk in here. You don't want mine to be the only voice that you hear. I don't want it to be the only voice, so I'm sure you don't either. I want to hear your stories. I want to hear your questions. So please, it's a nice, like, small group, right? So I hope that you start to feel comfortable to talk. Now you know you can, so do it again. And again, I won't put you on the spot like that again, but at least you survived doing it once. Let's compete for some candy because it's past 9. I mean, it's prime candy time at this point, really. What I'm gonna do, we're gonna play some like human sexuality bingo. This is an interesting one. It's definitely gonna push you right off the bat. The first box is a slang term for vagina, right? So it was good. It's a good like connection first box. And so what I'm gonna have you do is I'm gonna have you fill out one for every box. If you're not comfortable writing something, or you don't know, you can write that in one. Okay, so if you're like, I have no clue, just write that. Or if you don't feel comfortable saying it, that's fine too. Okay, some of these, they're all like related to stuff we're gonna cover in this box. So again, if you don't know it, that's fine. But for now, just fill out line number 1. And we'll go from there. Line number 1 of every box except the one with the 3 days. I gave my intro psych class last semester. This one person got that human sexuality one on accident. And they were like, you really want me to write this? No, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I will remember it forever. Okay, so just line number 1. And again, if you don't know or you're not comfortable, feel free to write that. That's totally fine. So I'll give you a few minutes. And again, just line number 1. And spelling doesn't matter. Give it a couple more minutes. Pretty close, so yeah, so a little bit more than that. Right? We're still working, that's fine. So probably fairly self-explanatory, but what we're gonna do is we're gonna try and find people who wrote the same thing as you on line 1. And then you'll write their name on line number 2. On line 2, if you put their name, then you captured that square, and the square is set. When you get 5 across or down or diagonal, and you get that free space in the middle, you have bingo. If you are excited, you can yell it out. If you'd rather just come tell me, that's fine too. We'll go till we get like a handful of them. If you get bingo, wait, hold on, one more thing, or 2 more things. I love that you were excited, makes me happy. If you get bingo, I have candy for you. So you can get some candy from me too. I get 9 AM candy, right? The only other rule, so if only 2 squares from each person. Okay, I usually do 1, but since we're kind of a smaller group, you can do 2 squares per person. So if you have everything in common, you think this is great. But only 2 squares, okay? So you might have to start out, you can start out with the people around you. Eventually, you're probably gonna have to get up and kind of like interact with each other. But go ahead and get started, and we'll go through and get a few bingos. Thank you. And yeah, you can keep playing or not. Yeah. So I mean, if you decide to get rid of
One palooka. Hello. How would you?
Like,
Your name is?
Down anything for the gender identity?
I just like it.
Did you do sexuality?
I put Sean.
Stop.
All good. Hello. We might actually be the same.
Yeah.
I think it's close enough. I can't
If
remember.
it's close enough, it's fine.
What is going
This man in Babel's house. Okay.
Go ahead and grab it. Yeah,
Nice to meet you, Eddie.
Eddie, nice to meet you. Good. Grab some candy.
I'll just take this one.
Perfect. All right, if you. Oh, Eddie. This one.
Oh, yes. Yeah. I keep it.
Oh, yeah, I'm glad yours too.
And then I got one big.
Perfect, grab a piece. Of course. All right. So we got some of the like awkward, uncomfortable, like things to write down out of the way, and we got some candy. That's it. Good. It's a good day, right? If you're feeling sad that you didn't get candy, I always have way too much of it in my office. Come say hello. You can have, you have to say hi. You can't just walk in and grab it, right? My kids do. They walk and grab my candy and walk out. I'm like, what taught you these manners? I guess I did, right? But come say hello. I'll get to know you better that way. And especially in the fall, Halloween, too much candy. Come rescue me from my candy or I'll just sit there and eat it. Okay, a couple other things that I want to do. I want to talk a little bit about how I teach the class. I have a little participation homework, the first one I'm going to give you, and then we'll take attendance. So just a few more things left to go. As I said earlier, so with this class, we'll use PowerPoint pretty much every day. There might be a day or two where we watch a film and I don't lecture, but for the most part, I'll be lecturing to PowerPoint. I love to bring in like little video clips and songs and things from pop culture. Right now, you are way more connected to pop culture than I will ever be. But my partner watches like 3 hours of TikTok a day, so I'm pretty tapped into TikTok at the moment. But other than that, if you ever have a great example, please send it to me. And if I have time, I'll share it with the class. But I will be lecturing. We'll talk a little bit about note taking next time, but it's definitely a good idea to be doing. I am very, I try to be very like laid back and relaxed. I think I teach with a lot of humor and too many side notes, but hopefully you find that endearing and not obnoxious. But I do have high expectations, right? I hope that you know when it's time to kind of like buckle down and pay attention and be quiet, and when it's time to like be talking more. I will give you study guides for every exam, so you know what to study and prepare. If you study and prepare, you'll be fine. But I don't think I'm all that difficult, but I do expect that you put in a lot of like time and effort and reading and work on your own. If you do those things, you'll be fine. And if you ever need anything or you're confused or you're lost or something's going on, talk to me, right? Email me, come find me. I am here. I'm not going to cover everything, as I said, in the book. There will be times where I don't lecture on stuff. So on the exams, you can expect like 10 to 15% of the stuff on exams will be in the book that I didn't cover. Okay, so again, important to have the book. It's usually the difference between people who get like an A and a B or a B and a C, people who are reading the book versus not reading the book. Now with the exams being online, that does give you a little bit more wiggle room, but try and get the book if you can. As I said, I'll be recording the lectures, so I hope that's really helpful for you, especially if maybe you want to go back and listen to it again or take notes again, kind of take some of that pressure off, or if you miss a class. Again, just communicate with me if you're going to miss or if something comes up. I hope we have a fun class together. This is a fun class, right? Human sexuality, like we're going to cover things that are fun, like starting next class, we'll jump right into it. And I hope that it's something that you enjoy. And again, I hope that you feel comfortable, right? That's a big thing to me. Are there any questions at all about like what to expect? Anything else about the syllabus that kind of came into your mind? Anything else at all for now? Feeling okay? So let me give you that first participation assignment. Okay, so it's really easy. This is the first 10 points of the semester. Please do it. You want to start off on a good note, and this is super easy to get these points. Right? I have in total, I teach 7 classes here. I think I have 360 students this semester. Okay, I am awful with names, but I'm really good at faces. So I'll recognize you and I'll smile at you. So I do this to try and help myself, right? Because I do want to get to know your names. I think it makes it so much nicer when I know you. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you an index card. If you lose this, any part is fine. You're just starting you off with what you need. And you're welcome to write some of this down now on here if you would love. Well, I'm going over it. But I gave you a sample up there. You can format it however you like, but I think that was like a logical way. Sometimes people put a picture on the front and the information on the back. And these are only staying with me. So I'm not sharing these with anybody else. They will stay with me and in my office. If you would like it back at the end of the semester, you can come get it from me. But what I'd love for you to do, give me your name. If you go by something other than what's on the roster, write your like official name and then the name you prefer. Give me a picture of yourself. Here's me. I went on a cruise in March in Belize, where they every time said it's unbelievable to everything that we did. Like you won't believe it. It was so old by the time we left there, right? But I was in the Mayan ruins, which was so much fun. Working off all the food that I ate on the ship by going up the stairs. So give me a picture of you. It can be in color, it can be in black and white, it can be something that you print, it can be on photo paper, whatever you can find, but a picture of you. That's going to help me to put your name and face together. If there's more than one person in the picture, like point to which one is you, right? If you find me on YouTube or Twitch, you could give me those names. This is less important since we're in person, but if you do find me on there, you can put those on there, or you can leave it blank. Give me something interesting about you, whatever you want. You gave me your favorite food, but tell me something random and funny or fun, whatever you want to share. And then why are you taking the class? And be honest, right? I need the units. I thought it was interesting. I need it for my major, whatever it might be. This will be due on Wednesday. So I'm going to collect this on Wednesday. It's the first 10 points, the first of those 10 activities. So please try and do this. This is included, again, I'm recording it, but it's in the slides that are on Canvas. So if you forget what goes on there, it will be online for you. But try and get this done. Again, you can format it however you want, as long as it's all there. And then between now and when I see you next, try and download the Canvas app if you're going to. Find the Kahoot app and download that. Find me on YouTube and Twitch if you can. So try and do all those things and get the book. Be ready to go on Wednesday. On Wednesday, we'll do a few like quick kind of recaps from today, and then we'll jump into chapter 1. Okay, so if you can, bring whatever you need for like taking notes, the book, and definitely try and get Kahoot because we will use that on Wednesday. Okay. I just have attendance, but any other questions, anything else? I'm gonna hang out for a few minutes after if you think of something and would rather ask me that way, that's fine. Otherwise, I will go through and take attendance. If I mess up your name, I'm so sorry. Okay, my name's Elisa, and you can imagine how many bad first days of school I've had. I've been called everything from like Elijah, if they think I'm male, to Elsa. I get a lot of Elsa now. I'm like, there's an I in there. But I get that my name is never correct, so I rarely go by my name. So if I mess it up or you prefer to go by something else, let me know. I will take attendance this week and next week, and then never again. Okay, after that, I'll just pass around a sheet and sign in. So it's just to make sure he's here for like adding and dropping. Okay, Luna, you're great. Caitlin, Sean,
Here.
Logan,
Here.
Alexa, here. Jasmine, here. Amelia, here. And Kylie, here. Grace, I don't know Grace. So I think we have a few, but Annie with a Jago, did I right? Jago, oh, that's right. And Emmy's over here. Nicole, Reese, Ivy, Sarah, Sawyer, Audrey, Emerson. And did you say you'd like to go by Emmy as well?
Yeah, but I go by Emerson.
Okay. Luca,
Here.
Eddie,
Here.
a couple more. Naomi and Celeste. Not here for me to mispronounce it. That's good. Okay. Is there anybody I didn't call? If I didn't call your name, come check in with me really quickly. Otherwise, I hope you have a wonderful rest of your first day. Hang in there. It's gonna be so hot when I see you on Wednesday. Did you see it's gonna be 100? Right? Hopefully the air is like cranked up in here. It's gonna be miserable. Not to complain. I don't like the heat. I'm not built for heat. I should like live somewhere colder, but that's okay. So again, don't forget these things for next time. I'll hang out up here if you have any questions or need to check in with me. Otherwise, I'll see you all on Wednesday.
Thank you.
Bye. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye. Take care. Yeah. Take care. Bye.
Thank you.
Bye. Nice to meet you guys.